Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I appreciate you being here. In today's video I want to talk about bug out bags. The bug out bag is one of the first items that preppers construct, and there are a ton of videos and articles out there about how to build one. Before we get started, I want to thank every one of my subscribers, and I also want to thank my sponsor, Genesis Gold Group, America's #1 trusted gold IRA company. If you've ever considered investing in physical gold and silver, or converting a part of your 401k or IRA into a gold IRA to help protect your retirement savings from inflation, then please give Jonathan and his team at Genesis Gold Group a call. Let them guide you through the process or answer any questions that you may have. There is a link in the description box below that you can use. A bug out bag is used to help you get from where it's bad to a pre-planned location where it is better. Too many people have the illusion that if something happens, they're going to strap on their pack, their full battle rattle, and head off to the wilderness where they will live happily ever after. And nothing could be further from the truth. You're going to be hot or cold, wet, hungry or thirsty, sleepy or exhausted, but it can be done with the proper gear and the skills and knowledge to use that gear. My bug out bag has changed multiple times, and this is mostly due to me getting training and actually going out, using my pack, testing my gear, and finding out what works and does not work for me. That is the most important piece of advice that I can give you, is to not do what me or any other person tells you that this is what you must have to survive. You need to go out, spend time in your environment, and see what works best for you. What works for me in the Appalachian Mountains of eastern Kentucky is not going to work in the deserts of the Southwest, in the city, or in another country. I build all of my kits with the 12 C's of survival as my foundation, and like anything that is built, you must start with a strong foundation in order to be successful. Dave Canterbury was the first person that I heard discuss the 5 C's of survivability, and this involved into the 10 C's. I used the 12 C's that were developed by Jason Hunt at Campcraft Outdoors that are very similar to what Dave Canterbury's developed. The one area that seems to cause confusion around this is that you only need to have these items. But this is 12 categories of items for you to use as a baseline. These are items that you cannot build in nature or would be extremely difficult to make without the advanced skills and training that the vast majority of us do not have. The 12 C's are cutting tools, combustion devices, cover elements, containers, cordage, cargo tape, compass, candle devices, combination tools, cotton material and repair needle, serrate, and circumvention. The first 5 are the most important, as they are used to address the 2 main items that we need to be concerned with, which are maintaining our core body temperature and hydration. I know your time is valuable, and when I taught a class on bug out bags at the Kentucky Bushcraft Homesteading and Preparedness Expo, it took over an hour. So I'm going to break this down into a series of videos that will not only show you what I have in my kit, but I will also go out and show you how to use these items. So if you're not already subscribed, then I would ask you to please consider doing so and turning on the notifications so that you don't miss any of this series. I have my kit broken into a belt and suspenders that has my important survival gear on it in case I was to lose or have to abandon my pack, and then the pack itself. You need a good quality pack, and I like military surplus as it is of the highest quality, is fairly cheap, and battle proven. But again, you choose what works best for you. Let me know in the comments below what packs work well for you. For cutting tools, I have a Swiss Army hiker knife that I always carry in my pocket. I have the Gerber Strong Arm fixed blade knife on my belt and a Baco Laplander folding saw in my pack. For combustion devices, I keep a big lighter in a waterproof case in my pocket, along with a complete fire kit in my pack. My fire kit is in a molly pouch attached to the outside of my pack. It contains a large ferro rod with a striker, a big lighter with Gorilla Tape wrapped around the outside of it, a magnifying lens which is 10 power, and some pieces of shaga to use for starting an ember with the magnifying lens. I keep char cloth in one of these little plastic tobacco containers that is waterproof. I have a flint and steel kit in this little tin, and the reason I like this striker is it can also be used as a bearing block for a bow drill. I also keep some additional cotton material in there that can be used to make char cloth inside this tin if necessary. I keep all of my tins closed with the little Ranger bands, which is just cut up bicycle inner tubes. They make an additional fire tinder source. I have some of the UCO Titan matches. If you're not familiar with them, these things are huge. They come in a little waterproof case with a striker on the outside, and there's additional strikers inside the case. I have a set of the collapsible bellows that you can use to add oxygen to your fire. Small Ziploc bag with 5 pieces of fat wood in it. And I also have a supply of the little wax fire plugs that I make. I also have another small tin with a small survival fire kit in it that has another Bic lighter, a small ferro rod, a striker, some fat wood, some wax fire starters, and in the bottom is a Fresnel lens. I keep an additional kit just like this one in the side pouch on my canteen carrier that's on my belt. If you're in a bug out situation, you need to strongly consider if a fire is absolutely necessary, as it can give away your position and invite some unwanted company. I will offer a practical alternative in the next part of this series that will allow you to prepare a hot meal and boil water without giving away your location. Cover elements start with the clothing that you wear, and your clothing should be proper for the season and allow you to maintain your core body temperature by either adding more items if you're getting cold or wet, or by removing items if you're getting too hot. I have a military style poncho on my belt along with an SOL emergency blanket and some tent stakes to build an emergency shelter. I have the One Wind ultralight poncho in my pack that can be used for this purpose as well, and I also have 2 contractor bags in my pack. I have the Marine Corps issued poncho liner, and the reason I like this is, for one, it's small and lightweight, and it has a zipper along the entire length so that it can be turned into a sleeping bag. In the wintertime, I add a military sleeping bag along with the bivy cover that can be strapped to the bottom of the pack. Another cover item that I have is a pair of the mechanic's gloves that offer protection for my hands but still offer good manual dexterity for performing tasks. For containers, I have a Nalgene canteen on my belt along with the canteen cup, stove, and lid. On my pack, I have the stainless steel canteen, the canteen cup and stove, along with the lid and the fish mouth spreaders that I can use to remove the canteen from a fire if I have to use it to boil water. These combinations give me the ability to boil water to purify it and a means to heat up some food. We will discuss other ways to filter or purify water later in this series when we talk about circumvention. For cordage, I have a pre-built rapid deploy ridge line along with some number 36 bank line and tent stakes in the pouch on my belt that contains my poncho. I have one of the zippered organization pouches from Campcraft Outdoors that holds another rapid ridge line, some number 36 bank line, some number 21 bank line, a sewing machine bobbin with 30-pound braided fishing line, the Exotac rip spool that contains repair thread, duct tape, and there's a large needle that's stored on the inside. I have a couple of the S-binder clips and a package of tent stakes. And in addition, I have a roll of 1-inch wide Gorilla cargo tape. All of this can be used for shelter construction or gear and clothing repair. This covers the first 6 C's of the 12 C's of survivability, and in the next video, we will talk about the remaining 6. I really appreciate you watching. If you find this video helpful, please like, share it with others that may find it useful, and leave a comment below. If you have not done so already, please consider subscribing so this channel can continue to grow and reach more people. Please visit Genesis Gold Group at the link below and request your free gold investing guide. And don't forget to visit Campcraft Outdoors and use the discount code KentuckyPrepper5 for 10% off your purchase. If you do not know Jesus as your personal Lord and Savior, then I would encourage you to make that your #1 preparedness item. And remember, prepare today for what may happen tomorrow, and I will see you on the next video.